They may come, or if they come, then... Oh, okay.
It's just only not even 2 weeks ago we speak.
Okay.
I think we will lift it to 5.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Plus the conversation within there 1 hour this.
True, yeah.
20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah. It's up to you guys, yeah. If you want to record, you can record, or you can record another time if you want, so, yeah. So what was the question about Adam and Eve?
It's about Adam, and it's one of the things. Because this is one of the things that sort of convinced me about the Bible. Is actually when I was small. Is to do with when you read in Genesis, it says about. Yeah, so where it says, so this is Genesis 3 and 6, it says, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. So this kind of like jumped out at me even when I was like small. The fact that it was like explaining why we wear clothes. So I don't know. Is there anything in the Quran relating to what happened in the garden or paradise, which is like related to how we are now in the earth?
Yeah, chapter 7.
Yeah.
Of the Quran, it makes mention of the devil approaching Adam and Eve.
Right.
I'll just pull it up. Chapter 7 verse 20 you say?
Yeah.
Satan whispered to them that he might expose them, that which was hidden from them of their nakedness. And he said, your Lord has only forbidden you this tree, lest you should become angels or among those who abide. Lest you should become angels or among those who abide forever. And he swore unto them, truly I am a sincere advisor unto you, that we lured them on through the deception, and when they tasted of the tree, their nakedness was exposed to them, and they began to sew together in Lucifer.
And they know in their book.
Sorry, what was the question?
Oh, so we have that. It explains there in 22 saying that.
Yeah.
So that's similar to the
Genesis.
Yeah. But we've got that part about the nakedness, but the rest of the curses that God gave. Because I suppose, is there a part in there relating to?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So as Muslims, why do you think humans are in this condition that we are in now?
It's part of like God's, like, I guess, test. So God's like testing us, which is the best in actions or in deeds.
Yeah. But couldn't, you know, like how they say the jinn are supposed to be like the humans as well, in which they can also sin. But are the jinn in a state where they die or get sick?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Jinns can perish, die.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. There's a surah about it.
Okay.
Yeah, where it says they can.
I don't know any. I can't think of any reference, but
well, there's one about them having babies and something, isn't there?
I don't know. Maybe it's a hadith.
Oh,
Or tafsir.
but so do the jinns, do they die of old age?
I'm assuming, yeah, but I don't really know any reference or source to that.
Alright, so when it comes to what's in the Quran, is there anything related to like the things mentioned from the Bible, like the women having pain in childbirth, the old age, the fact that when we try to grow plants we get weeds, and well, those are the main ones. Yeah, the fact that you also have to. Well, one of the judgments was that Adam had to work by the sweat of his brow. So that means that in order to live, you have to work. So we can't just sit down and the trees just pop stuff out for us. We have to actually go and do something to stay alive. So all of those things I mentioned, is there anything like that mentioned anywhere in the Quran? Or even maybe a hadith or something?
I know the curses are not mentioned in the Quran or in the hadith I've not come across.
Right.
But I understand it is that in the Quran God says He's going to place a custodian upon the earth, or like successors upon the earth.
So the one where He says it's a caliphate.
Yeah, God announces to the angels, and then God teaches Adam the names of things.
Right.
And this is in Genesis as well, where God teaches like Adam names.
Well, in Genesis it says that it was Adam that named it.
Yeah.
So it's not. God.
Well, when the Quran says God taught Adam the names of things,
Right.
so I guess it supplements or complements the Genesis when it says Adam starts to name animals or things.
Well, because it says on this one. It says. Yeah, it says, because it's Genesis 2 and 19, it says, and out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air.
Hey, Sakum Salim. Hey, I just see you guys walking out of the park. Oh, are you going to pray? Oh, okay. Okay, sure. Stop. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. So what were we saying?
Oh, yeah, so it's saying, so it's Genesis 2:19, it says, and out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field, every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle and to the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found any helpmeet for him. So I just find it interesting the way it says that. It says that brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. So it's like God has brought them and just waited to see what Adam would say.
Let me...
In our Bible, it's not there. You can't find it here. You cannot find it here. That's why they use that theological to come with the concept.
Hey, you're right. Yeah, maybe it could be like in the Quran, the angels. Let me bring up the verse in the Quran.
Wait a minute. What did Usman use? What did Usman use to actually
So in verse 31 it says, and he taught Adam the names of all of them. Then he laid them before the angels and said, tell me the names of these if you are truthful. And the angels say, they said, glory be to thee, we have no knowledge except what thou hast taught us. Truly thou art the knower, the wise. And he said, Adam told them the names. And when he had told them the names, he said, did I not say to you that I know the unseen of the heavens and the earth, and that I know what you disclose and what you used to conceal? Okay, so like in Genesis, God, yeah, so maybe it's part of this where like the angels are asked to name them, and the angels cannot name, whereas then Adam names them.
Oh, yeah.
In front of the angels. So maybe it's like God brings the animals to Adam, and Adam then names them.
Yeah.
In like counter distinction to the angels, when the angels are asked to name them, they couldn't. God taught Adam the names of the living things.
Because I suppose the way I see it is that the way I see it in the Bible is that at first it says that he made man in his image.
Yeah.
So what we take from, or at least what I take, because obviously there might be some Christians who.
So I'm just going to move a bit further because there's some weed. I smell some weed in the air.
Oh, right.
I don't want to get a headache. So.
Yeah. Oh, are you allergic to it?
I get headaches.
Yeah. So the way I see it is that because God made man in his image, so what that does is that there's things that man gets from that, and one of them, from what it seems to me, is the ability to like name things, because you know how when people have children, they have no problem giving names to them, isn't it? And some, so that sort of ability, that I see that's something that Adam just had from the beginning, where he didn't have to be taught it. But do you know if are there any? Because I
don't know. Maybe the Quran is like supplementing the Bible, like giving extra information.
Yeah.
That prior to like God bringing the animals, God taught Adam the names of things, and then had asked the angels to name them, and the angels couldn't name them. And then Genesis gives you the account where God brings the animals to Adam to see he would name, and then he names the living creatures.
Yeah.
I mean, this how maybe like when you put both books together, you get like a fuller story.
But
that's how I was.
Yeah. But I was. So when it comes to things like the state that the earth is in, are there any teachings in Islam relating to like specifics? Like I mentioned about like the childbirth and the why we die, etc. Because I know you said about it being a test, but so do you think that that's the reason, or is it like Allah? Is there any specific that any like obvious scholars or?
I mean, if you look at this earth is limited.
Yeah.
So it's not meant to be created to live forever and eternally. Because if people were not to die, then people would continue to populate.
Yeah.
And there wouldn't be space for everyone. So you need death for there to be future generations.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing about it, because I've thought about that myself, and it's one of the things I don't know if you ever read science fiction books. No, because I used to read them when I was like smaller, and when you kind of read it, you can see how there's possibilities, and the fact that we have the universe and there's so many stars. So, and also the fact that as far as the scientists can tell, the universe is infinite. So that means if Adam hadn't failed and people, didn't die, because obviously the tree of life was there, then I'm just presuming that the fact that the Earth was falling, it had more potential for even things like space travel. Obviously, there's no evidence of that, but I couldn't see any reason why it would be limited if things hadn't. Because this is the other thing that I don't understand is that in the Bible, it always mentions the fact that the earth was affected by what Adam did. Because it's
If you take all of the generation of people that have lived so far,
yeah.
from Adam up until like maybe the last day, then that would be countless. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, at the moment, it's about 9 billion people, is it?
Well, I think 8 something. I think exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so obviously there'll be a lot more, so obviously all of us can't live at the same time, exist at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Need death for life to continue or carry on. Otherwise it's not practical. Or otherwise, we'll have to start looking for other planets and
but
stuff like that.
because I suppose what I'm saying about when you look at all those space science fiction like programs and books and films,
Yeah, like Star Trek or something.
that's like man's imagination.
I see.
So you could see that if man hadn't fallen, I don't see any way that if the resources were there, I would definitely say they definitely would have the ability to get out to the stars, because it's already in their minds to do it. So all they would need, and obviously with God being there, God's power would allow that. So obviously I'm talking from the Bible's perspective, especially when we look at.
But the thing is, death was already present. If you look at the animal kingdoms, so you have like meat eaters basically from that, like I forgot what they're called now.
Well, carnivores?
Yeah, carnivores. Yeah. So they existed before the fall. So like lions, they would eat, I don't know, like goats or zebras or something.
Yeah.
So death was already present.
I know, I'm just trying to see if I can find it.
And even when the death of Adam is mentioned in the Bible, it's mentioned as a result, not because of sin, but because as a natural outcome of Adam being from dust, and from dust he shall return.
Yeah.
So it's not to do with him eating from the forbidden tree, but it's to do with the natural consequence of Adam being created from the earth, and to dust he shall return.
Alright, so but is that something you get from, is that teaching that you've heard from the Christian or from Islam?
Well, it's in Genesis. Genesis chapter 3.
Oh yeah, but I mean that sort of
To dust you came and dust you shall return. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but he says that after.
And also because it is for like another 930 years.
Yeah, but God said that to him after he ate from the tree, because remember what God also said. He said that he put a guard around the tree of life, so that Adam couldn't eat of it and live forever. So the ability to live forever.
So you mean tree of life? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean the reason why he places a sword to prevent Adam access is because Adam's now become like a rival to God. So God perceives him as a threat.
Well, God doesn't say that, though.
Well, it says in the Bible that man's become like now one of us.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't. We should prevent him from or something. It's in Genesis chapter 3. Okay, so in verse 22, then the Lord God said, behold, the man has become like one of us, in knowing good and evil. Now lest he reach out his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever.
Yeah.
Therefore God sent him out of the Garden of Eden. So the reason why he was banished from the garden was because he had become like God, knowing good and evil.
Yeah.
And lest he should eat from the tree of life and live forever, then God now sent him. Whereas before Adam didn't have that knowledge.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is that
he would have died.
So what I'm saying is that the tree of life was already there.
Yeah.
So that shows that they could.
Adam didn't have the knowledge that it was the tree of life.
Well,
as far as,
sure.
I mean, or possibly Adam didn't know that this was the tree of life.
Well,
but after he eats from the the tree of knowledge, then God says that he's become like me, knowing good and evil, and lest he should reach and eat and live forever, then God banishes him. from
Yeah.
the Garden
Listen,
of
'cause I-
Eden. Yeah.
because I was just going to read this one. You know, you said about the carnivores.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is Genesis 1 and 29, and it says, "And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth."
So what verse?
1 and 29.
Okay.
And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so. So he's saying that every animal and every bird would eat from the green herbs.
Oh, okay. So you're saying, like lions and
Yeah.
tigers were vegetarians.
Yeah, because you know that's going to happen afterwards as well. I don't know if you know about the prophecy in Isaiah, I think, somewhere.
So what would you then make of like bacteria and germs?
Oh,
Would they live and die prior to the fall?
well, they
And even plants as well, because this view that plants are like sentient.
yeah,
Like there's life even in plants, and then
but
and then when you cut it, it kind of dies. It stops feeding itself.
yeah, but what it says is that the fruit of a tree, because when you look at the plants, you've got different types of plants. Some are ones which actually give out like fruits, and also ones where you can just take the leaves, but you don't kill the plant.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of plants that are like that, where you don't actually damage the plant when you take.
But the animals are eating from the plants. They would be
Yeah, but remember,
damaging them or.
yeah, but remember, these are animals which are not fallen.
And even human beings as well prior to the fall, they will be eating fruit and veg.
Yeah. But what are you saying? They wouldn't, or would?
They would be
Yeah.
eating like fruit and veg.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm assuming like they would like, maybe cut grass in order to.
Well, no, because it says every herb bearing seed and every tree which is fruit is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. So what we're supposed to eat is every herb that has seed. So you can take the leaves from herbs and then the fruits from trees. So it seems like that's what their food was supposed to be. But I'm still wondering, so is it a general thing that when it comes to Islam, there is no teaching on like the state that we're in?
Because you have dinosaurs as well.
Yeah.
And then you have like, did they come after the fall or before the fall?
Yeah.
And also germs and bacteria as well.
Yeah. But no.
So you have to kill bacteria or germs.
Yeah, but that
or
would.
you can eat food.
Yeah, but that would only have been after the fall, because before then everything cooperated. So since everything was in the cooperation, the whole of creation.
Germs and bacteria.
Yeah, because God said everything was good, so that means the germs would have been good.
Okay.
So whatever they were doing would have been a function which was beneficial. So they'd have been, because remember, because there's no corruption, the bacteria wouldn't even be able to like break down the body.
And then what about when the Bible says like from dust you came and to dust you shall return? Doesn't that imply that Adam would have eventually returned back to the earth?
Oh, well, that's if he dies. But remember, you got the tree of life. So if he went back to dust, he'd die.
We don't know whether he ate from the tree of life.
Oh no!
It's only when he has knowledge, then he can like knowingly know that that's the tree of life. But prior to that, he may not have had known about the tree of life anyway.
Well, let's see. Because God did say.
Because Adam lives for another 930 years. He doesn't die on the day he eats from the tree. So what some scholars say is that God relented towards Adam and gave him a lesser punishment, rather than state what he initially would, and then in addition to that, he now gives him these extra punishments as well. And so he does more than what he initially said he would do. It's better to say that God instead relented to him rather than give him the maximum, which would have been instant death.
Well, the only problem then is that if God gave that punishment, then that means that would be a flaw in His plan. Because I don't know if you know in Revelation, there's a statement where it says about the Lamb was slain from the foundation of the world. So what that's implying is that God already knew Adam was going to fall. So because he knew that, He's still giving Adam a chance, because that's how God works. Regardless of whether someone's going to fall or not, they're going to get a chance to actually do whatever it is they're going to do.
But doesn't it say in the Bible that the day that you eat of, on that day you shall die? And yet Adam lived for another 930 years. So what scholars say is that God relented rather than giving him extra punishments. In addition to what he originally said he would do, he instead gives him a lesser, because they say the maximum punishment or penalty is death that a person can receive is a death penalty.
Yeah.
So anything else will be lesser punishment.
Yeah, but you realize though that with God being living forever, then you might as well say it's the period that.
Not if you start with the assumption that Adam wasn't created to live on the earth forever. So even Muslims believe that Adam would eventually die naturally.
Yeah.
So we believe in natural death, and death is just a gateway to eternal life. So we believe the next life is where you live forever.
Right.
Whereas this life you don't.
Okay.
You're just there for a time to prepare for the next life.
Yeah. But in that same.
It's kind of like there's a hadith in which it says to live this life as if you're a traveller.
Yeah.
Like, passing by. But you're not going to settle or live here forever. So Adam was like this as well.
Yeah.
Like he was in the garden, not as a traveller. He wasn't meant to live there forever.
Right.
Like God placed him to prepare him for the real life.
Yeah.
That's how Muslims understand it.
So wasn't it that they just trying to find it. Do you remember which one it is where it says that they were in paradise? I'm trying to remember. Something
in the Quran.
Yeah.
The Quran doesn't say strictly speaking they were in paradise, but it says like they were in the garden. So you know the word for paradise is garden. So it can be translated either way as garden or paradise.
In Jannah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because it says. Do you remember which surah that is? I think it's something 22, if I remember.
I think it's maybe the second chapter, maybe verse 30 something.
Yeah.
It's at the beginning.
Alright, here we go. So it's 35.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 235. It says, and we said, O Adam, dwell you and your wife in paradise, and eat there from abundance from wherever you will, but do not approach this tree, lest you be among the wrongdoers. So yeah, because it says al-jannah, is that the word?
In paradise. The Arabic word is Jannah. Yeah, there, Jannah.
Right.
Yeah, which can be translated as garden as well. So.
Right. So, but this garden.
Yeah.
So as far as you're concerned, is this garden somewhere? It's not on Earth, though.
Some say it was on Earth. Yeah. So you know the tafsir literature says it was on Earth.
Right. Yeah, because it says the next verse, because 36 says, but Satan caused them to slip out of it, and removed them from that in which they had been. So what do you think they removed them from? What is that?
From this garden, from
Right.
this special place.
Yeah. And we said, go down as enemies to one another, and you will have upon the earth a place of settlement and provision for a time.
I think some people even say it was in Sri Lanka, but I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
That's one view. Yeah.
So
It's not specifically mentioned in the Quran. Like these kind of like specific details that are not important for someone's salvation are not mentioned in the Quran.
right.
So like the location isn't like salvific.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, but I suppose the reason why I'm like mentioning it is because obviously the condition we're in is I use that as like evidence for it's because it's like a truth which is apparent to us. So if we can find something that describes why we're in this condition, that to me that sort of leads is one way to lead me closer to God. Since I believe that He created everything.
Well, we believe the next life is the paradise, and this life is for preparation for the next life. So
Yeah.
like you're planting your seeds in this life for the next eternal life.
Yeah.
So like as you sow, so shall you reap.
Yeah. So when it says here that this garden, you're saying that some Muslims say that it's on earth. Sorry, some scholars say it's on earth,
Yeah.
but some say it's somewhere above.
Yeah.
Right. Because the ones who say it's on earth, how do they explain where it says about you should go down
Yeah.
and you will have upon the earth a place of settlement?
So I think they explain it like from a high ground, like a mountain,
Right.
and then from the mountain or from a high place, they were ordered to come down.
Right. So this because this is the other thing I suppose is I don't know if I've read it right, but the angels prostrate.
It's not like it was in the sky or in the space or something.
Yeah.
Even though some may think it like that, it's understood to be like from maybe like a hill or from a top part, and then they're told to come down from that part.
Yeah. Because I was just wondering the statement in 35 it says, and we said, "O Adam, dwell you and your wife in paradise, and eat thereof in abundance from wherever you will, but do not approach this tree lest you be among the wrongdoers." So, if they hadn't approached the tree, what do like Muslims in general say would happen if they didn't approach the tree?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I mean, they would have still died, like naturally.
Yeah.
In my understanding. But other than that, I'm not too sure. So yeah.
So you're saying that
But check out this video. There was Shabir Ali. He did one. I think it's maybe this one.
yeah.
Maybe it was this one in which he mentions that, you know, that verse you referred to
Yeah.
about like come down from here.
Yeah.
He mentioned like the interpretation that it means like from like a high ground to a lower ground.
Right.
There's Adam in the Bible and the Quran. It's only 15 minutes. So. Do you know this channel or do you know Shabir Ali?
Let the Quran speak. Yeah.
You can take a picture if you want, or
Yeah.
and let me know what you think. I'll listen to it myself as well.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll come back next week and talk. Just because it's about 8 and I'm gonna get ready to go soon.
Well,
so, yeah.
well, me, I was on my way as well, but I thought I
Okay.
might as well just have a quick talk. Anyway.
Or you can just put it on YouTube and
Well,
search it on YouTube
Okay.
and save it in your history or something.
Yeah. Right.
Cool. I think I'm just gonna find somewhere to do my prayers. And,
Yeah. All right.
Well, are you coming back next week?
Yeah. I usually hear you. Yeah.
Twice.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Israelites will return to take down Islam.